stupidest intro, but I'm so proud of it. Anyways, guys, welcome to episode 2 of Where Do I Farm That? In this, we're going to be talking about uniques, more specifically about transcendent uniques, but I am going to talk about all uniques, all of the ways you can get them, and the different things you can do to help yourself get them, such as item drop rarity and Puru encounter chance and Puru portal encounter chance, which were very important. We're going to get through a lot of stuff. There's two big sections, basically where you get the uniques and where you get the item drop rarity and Puru chance, which will get you more chances at the transcendent stuff. It might be a little bit of a long video, but there's a lot of good information in here. If I miss anything, if I miss anywhere that there is item drop rarity, Puru chance, if there is other ways to get transcendence that I don't talk about, please let me know, because I'd like to get the information to everybody. But with all that said, let's get into this thing. Okay, so the first section we're going to do here is about item drop rarity, where you can get it, and also where you can get Puru encounter chance, which will come in later when I get to that point in the explanation. But for now, all you need to know is that these are all the places that I know of that you can get item drop rarity, Puru encounter chance, and Puru portal chance, because that's going to be important. So we're going to start with the uniques. The first two are weapons. The Lucky Fishing Hook has a small amount, actually a pretty decent amount of item drop rarity. Early on, this can be a really good help if you are able to use daggers, especially if you can get the transcendent one. Even though, and I want to refer to this throughout the entire video, I'm going to refer to things as transcendent, even though they don't say transcendent on them, because that's effectively what an upgraded version of the lower tier version is as a transcendent. So the transcendent, the Ancient Catalyst Lucky Fishing Hook, has a pretty good amount of item drop rarity, as well as it's the only place that I can find in the game that has Chaos Dungeon Puru appearance chance, which is when you kill a Puru, you can get a portal. So this is a pretty solid item, especially if you can use it as an offhand weapon just on a low-level farming build. You could use it in your Lacrima as well, and I'm pretty sure that would boost this up. If you were going to really make an item farming build, this could be a good way to go. The other two uniques for weapon are the Ganida, I don't know how to say it, axe. It's got a pretty good chunk of item drop rarity, and its transcendent version has, oddly enough, less item drop rarity, I think. Or no, it's got the same item drop rarity, but it will also give you an additional essence drop chance from the boss, which means if the boss drops something like a Vesper, you can get two of it. The big use of this is fighting against the boss of the, my god, I can't remember the Custodia maps, okay? Because they have a chance to drop holy stuff, and this will give you 2 if you drop 1, as well as fighting against Teneo, and I don't think there's any other big ones, but those are the big ones because they will drop chance at double holy and chance at double ancients. Obviously, again, it's not a particularly great weapon on its own. It would be something that you would be putting into the Lacrima. Now, this could be more effective when, hopefully, next season they remove the ruby cost for switching things in Lacrima, so that you could put these in and use them for farming, and then put your other stuff back in and go for combat. So that's it for weapons. We're going to move on to the next section, which is all of the armors and stuff. Okay, I'm going to put these next two sections together, the armor and jewelry slots, because there is only one, as far as I know, piece of armor that can do anything to help your item drop rarity, which is the Afro Story Implicit for Enhanced Potion effect. Can help your Enhanced Potion for your item drop rarity potion. That's, as far as I can tell, the only armor piece that does anything. So we'll skip over that, or not skip over it, we'll just talk about it quickly and move on. When it comes to belts and jewelry, there's quite a few. So in terms of item drop rarity, you've got the Grave Robber King's Belt. Very easy, early to get belt. Overall, the stats on it really suck. You would have to have quite good gear to make use of this, but it does have up to 100% item drop rarity, which is nice. The Puru's Ring is another item drop rarity one. Decent item drop rarity, but it's also got item drop chance, which can help. Again, not the best option, but it is there. As for the best one, it is the Boreal's Gold. It has 30% item drop rarity as an implicit, and it's also got up to 500% item drop rarity as a modifier. This is a disgustingly strong when it comes to item drop rarity piece. Absolutely top tier. Good luck getting one, but they are spectacular. They do also have some pretty decent stats. You get some damage taken decrease, some element resist, some dodge rate, and Rune Master XP on kill, which is really nice as well. For necklaces, Capri's Heart has up to 27% item drop rarity as its implicit. The rest of it is solid as a necklace. Generally, this is used in the Lacrima, but it is something that if you got early on, does have good stats and you could wear it to help with your item drop rarity. The other one is the Gold Coin of the Beginning. Really good item find necklace. It's got some item drop rarity. It's got a huge amount of Rune Master XP on kill, which can really help you get through your Rune Master every day. I know I use this personally. It's also got some resource cost dampening, skill cooldown, recovery speed stats, hit points. Very solid across the board. The one here that is not existing in the game anymore is the Leos Flow. Has a legacy version, or what's it called? I don't know what it's called, but Time Worn, I think, version that used to have item drop rarity. It wasn't much and the stats weren't very good, and you can't get it anymore, but I did want to talk about it. Well, was there anything else? The belts. Why did I not show belts? Yeah, why isn't it showing the belt? It just showed the one belt. Oh, because the other belts, they're potion. What am I talking about? Okay. That's necklace. We want belt. Okay. So, the other thing, as I had already mentioned in one of the things, potion effectiveness can boost your item find potions, which I am going to talk about later. So there's quite a few belt options that you can get here, and I am going to talk about enchanting a belt as well, but this is just the uniques. So the Overture of Grace has a huge amount of enhanced potion effect and enhanced potion duration. Plus, it's just a solid belt overall. You can use it in your Lacrima if you have to, but it will really help with potion effect so that you can get the item drop potions to be more effective. Vesper's Blessing also has quite a bit of enhanced potion effect, but it's overall just a really solid belt. I definitely have this on Boog's character. You don't know who that is, but anyways, I have it on her character. She gets that in potion effect, which is nice. The Transcendent Akuben's Mist does have some potion effect, but it's also very, only good for the dagger throw skill, so it's not really something you would worry about. What was the other one? What do you want? What do you want? The Transcendent Hamal's Vine, again, does have an enhanced potion effect, but it's not very good. I thought I would just put it in anyway. So that's it for the uniques that you can get to help with your item drop rarity, whether it's direct or through potion effect. We're going to move on to all the other stuff. There's a million other places we can get things. Let's move on to those. Okay, now for a few more spots where you can get item drop rarity. The first and probably the most important, because you can get it right away when you start the game, is the Rune Hunter Registration Office, the God's Blessing as it is known. The first page has movement speed, which is great. The second page under Affluence has 75% item drop rarity. It is really good, especially for starting out players. I really recommend getting it, and as you can see, I still use it. The next one is the Guild Buff for Collector's Luck. It is not a huge amount. It is only 10%. But the Guild Buffs, they're worth having. So this one right here, Collector's Luck, gives you 10% item drop rarity, provided that your guild has maxed it out. Again, it's not a huge amount, but it's not going to be blocking anything particularly important, so definitely go for it. Next is the item drop rarity link rune. It is a guild only drop, which means you can get it from the guild fights, you can get it from the guild itself, or you can, even though it says guild only, you can get it from the general vendor under the lesser mysterious link rune chest. If you go in here, way down at the bottom, at least I think it's blue anyway. Yeah, where is it? Where is it? Right there, item drop rarity. So you can spend about 1,000,000 gold here and get this. It is a pretty solid link rune. It has a couple of nice things about it. One, you don't have to worry about leveling it up. Leveling it up does not affect its chance at all. All you have to do is get the rarity up, and you can get 110% item drop rarity on hit, as long as you're putting it on something that's hitting. I typically throw it on something like Illusion Axe or Blood Explosion, so it goes off all the time, because the duration is 5 seconds, so you don't need to hit super often to get the effect. Next is the guild shop gear. This is something that is probably not well used for a lot of reasons, because they're not very good gear. You would really only be doing this if you were building specific gear in terms of item find. So the guild special accessory chest, if you go inside of it, you can see that these implicits have some really good things. Puru encounter chance on necklaces, and I think you can get the same essence. No, it's just Puru on that one, and then there's down farther item drop rarity. I'm pretty sure anyway. Puru encounter chance. There it is, item drop rarity. The downside of these, they can only go to tier 33. So and they're only up to 130. So you can't get super high mods on these things. But if you were really hung up on getting a lot of Puru chance, it's a good way to do it. As for the item drop rarity rings, it turns out there's actually a T35 that has the same stuff that you can just drop now, which makes them ineffective. But you can get them in here earlier if you really want to get an item find set going. The next one we want to talk about is the collection effect. It's something that you can work on very easily, and getting item find helps you get more things that helps you get item find. Because the two different collection bonuses are the unique collection, which every fifth one, that's every fifth one. So at 160, 440, 740, 1100, 1475, 1850, 2225, and 2600, you gain a stacking Puru encounter chance. Again, I'm going to get to why that's important for the unique collection. So all you got to do is get uniques and put them in here. Again, I'm going to talk about all the ways to get uniques. So filling your compendium up can help a lot. It does give you other stuff, potion drop chance, gear drop chance, but really none of these are any good. It's really just the Puru encounter chance that matters in here. The other one that matters is the rune compendium. This covers every part of the runes. So that means getting the runes themselves in here, filling up the slots, getting them to legendary, getting them to 6 link, and getting them to level 45. That collection effect has two things. Every fifth one is going to give you 2%, or no, an increasing amount of item drop rarity, and also Puru encounter chance, stacking up. I think it's 50% potion, or 50% Puru at max, and 50% item find at max, or something like that. I'm not sure, or maybe it's less on item find. I can't remember, but getting them in here and getting these is really helpful, especially because a lot of it you're going to be doing anyway for the other parts of the collection bonus. So trying to fill this up, especially early on as a new player, can really help. That is it for the passive ways of getting it. The next, we're going to talk about all of the enchantable gear that you could squeeze some item find and some Puru chance into. So let's get over there and do it. Okay, enchantable gear. So this is your stuff that you can just find, and you can get the rest of the gear to be good and also get some item drop rarity. Some of these are very small amounts and are probably not worth your time, but I do want to talk about all of them. Starting with the helmet, the authority implicit has item drop rarity. Again, I think it's a very small amount. I think it's 7 to 10% or something like that. But if you don't need anything else in terms of what the stats options or whatever, you could go for this for a little bit of item drop rarity. Again, especially if you're building a specifically an item drop rarity set. For shoulders, you can get a suffix mod that is item drop rarity. I think it goes up to 20% or something like that. It's not terrible, especially with crafted shoulders or crafting it enchanted shoulders not being particularly strong in the first place. If you were going to give up a suffix, it wouldn't make much of a difference, so it's worth taking a look. Gloves have the same thing as a suffix mod. They have item drop rarity. Now, glove suffixes are much more important, so this probably wouldn't be your best thing, but if you ended up with it, not the worst thing in the world. Boots have the Hamal or Aquila implicit of Puru encounter chance. Again, I'm going to talk about why getting Puru encounter chance is important later, but that's the only thing on boots that's worth looking at. Now, when it comes to rings, like I said, there is a T35 ring that has item drop rarity, and I think it also has Rune Master XP chance. I'm not 100% sure. I think there's a necklace that does something similar, but I can't remember because I haven't seen it in a long time, so there might be something item related on implicits for a necklace as well. Now, when it comes to crafting enchanting gear to get item drop rarity, the belt is the king of them. Now, I don't like to use the enhanced potion belt. That's just not my style. But if you are someone who really wants to go nuts, belt is the way to do it. You can get 3 different authority modifiers that are enhanced potion effect and get the suffix mod enhanced potion duration and craft it into enhanced potion effect. And then the authority implicit is also enhanced potion effect. I forget what you can get total, but it's something like 240% potion effect. And then if you're using an item drop rarity potion along with that, you can get a lot from that. There are only 2 pots in the game that affect item drop rarity. The magic one, which is directly item drop rarity, and the other one is the Excavator Soul unique potion. It doesn't have a higher item drop rarity, just to be clear. All it does is add the chance to get charms and give you some Rune Master XP gain. Overall, not super important if you're just trying to get item drop rarity, and they cost more to make overall. So unless you're getting them in quantity somehow, it's not really worth it. The other 2 spots to get potion effect that I want to talk about are in your mastery. So you can get over here, I think it's, yes, under accessory, you can get a potion effect. It's only 10%. It's probably not worth giving the points up for Aura and Seal effect, but I did want to point it out. The other is in your mastery for your alchemy, where you can get enhanced potion duration, enhanced potion effect, and able to make the unique Excavator's potion. Again, this one isn't as important. And then down at the bottom is the 50% elixir effect when using chance increase elixirs, which is the item drop rarity that we're talking about. Is that everything? I think that's everything for where you can get item drop rarity and Puru chance. And now we're going to talk about the point of the video where you can go farm different uniques. Okay, now let's talk about where we actually get uniques. So starting out with just regular drops. You can get these right from the beginning of the game, and there's 2 things that affect it. Item drop rarity and your character level. The higher your character level, you will be able to drop higher tiered uniques. That also becomes an issue if you are trying to get low tier uniques. It's hard to get them once you become high level. I'm not sure if going back in the story and farming early acts is more effective, but there's better ways to get low level uniques than this anyway. So that's your first one, regular drops. Nothing special here, just item drop rarity, kill stuff, and you'll have chance at unique. The next one is the Constellation of Time. Constellation of Time is really effective for getting and filling in your low-level uniques, and it has a very small chance of getting transcendent and good stuff. So in the Constellation of Time, when you are doing maps, you can add levels to it. And if you add plus 16 or more, you will get a chance at champions. Now, people always ask, how do I know if it's a champion? This icon will pop up on the map. They will come through a portal when it comes to constellations anyway. They are much stronger than everything else in there. And again, they only start showing up at plus 16. There is a chart here. You might not be able to read it. So at 16, you get a 10% chance. If it's a unique, or not a unique, a legendary version, you get a 15% chance. You can get only one, ignore these other two columns, but as the level increases up to plus 25, you get a chance at a champion appearing. Again, this isn't exact for Constellation of Time. This is for regular maps, and I'll be coming back to this. But there you go. So from plus 16 to plus 25, you get champions have a chance to appear. Again, I think it's 100% chance at plus 25. Champion appears, you kill him, and you will get one of two things: a regular unique box or a shining unique box. Regular unique box can drop basically every unique that isn't super good in the game. It's in one massive box. You're going to get hundreds of these things if you run any amount of constellations. And your item drop rarity will change the chance that box will be a shining box. With that said, the drop rate is something like 1 in 2,000. Any item drop rarity is going to affect that base value, so it's barely going to make a difference. So worth looking at. Obviously, if you're going to be running constellations anyway, getting some item drop rarity can help you get those shining boxes, but they are very rare. Next is the black market. There are about 40 different types of boxes that are specific to different modes, that are specific to different difficulties, and they are random. There are the 50-point boxes all the way up to 50,000 point boxes at the black market. You will always get the first spot as a box. Depending on the difficulty you are playing on, and depending which side you go to, you're going to get different options. You can click on the little icon to see what is available in those boxes if you wish to buy them. Obviously, the harder to get ones, the ones that cost more, are going to have better chances. A lot of the ones that are 6,000 points and more have good uniques in them, and the 50,000 point ones, which I'm not sure if you can get on standard. I think they are only hardcore available. I'm not 100% sure on that because it's been a while since I've got one, but they have good stuff in them. It is random what you're going to get out of it. You can't select it, but this is a really good spot to get some of those harder to get uniques like the Capri necklace or whatnot. So always make sure you're doing your bounties. The other way to get these pirate coins that can be very effective is the tier 6 unique map, the Nightmare of Calicorda. And getting those is very important if you're trying to get these black market coins, because they drop a ton of them. Also, you can get one of that map a day if you are trying to farm it by going to the dismantle shop, down here to the maps, and then going down to unique selection box. This will let you pick one. You can also do up to 3 random ones and hope to get one. I do this because I'm looking for certain things, but this is a little bit of farming. It's only 2,000 each, but that's something to keep in mind. Next up is champion drops. Now, we already talked about champions in the Constellation of Time, but now we're going to talk about champions in regular maps. Again, they show up like this. Depending on the rarity and level of your maps, plus 16 at statue level 20 on a tier 10 map will give you a chance of champions. Again, here is the chart. You probably won't be able to read it. On rare maps, you can get up to 2 with a 45% chance at plus 35, or what is it? Plus 50% chance at plus 35, which is the maximum. I don't know if the rarity, I don't know if the hard difficulty has the same across the board. I have to assume it does. With legendary maps, you can get up to 3 champions at once, which can be problematic. but they all have a chance. Again, it's about 1 in 2,000 chance to drop a transcendent piece of gear. Again, item drop rarity affects that chance, so if you are trying to farm champions, that's an important thing to remember. Then there is the boss-specific uniques. There is only one boss that has specific drops right now, and that is Teneo. He drops 4 different items. One of them is the Teneo's necklace. One of them is Teneo's helmet, the Abyss Mask, and then there's a one-handed and a two-handed sword. The Teneo's Cursed one-handed sword, and where's the two-hander? I know it's in here somewhere. There it is. The Teneo's Cursed two-handed sword. So people ask me why, when they go and look, they see the necklace, and they're like, that looks like a pretty good necklace. Why do I not see anyone use it? Because it's an absolute pain to try and farm these. Just to get a chance at fighting Teneo, you have to do Custodia maps until that map drops, and then you have to fight him, make sure you beat him, and then have to have it drop from him. So they are very difficult to get. I love this idea, and I hope they do more of this in the game, because obviously these are a really interesting thing, but they've made it so inaccessible with this version. I'm going to talk about this in the community wish list, but there's where you get those. What do we got? The Gear Shop Random. Now, this isn't overly good, but this is a way to get uniques, especially if you are trying to get some particular unique early on in the story. When you go to the gear shop, down at the bottom are the random ones. They cost more, they show up as randomly rare, but they can also have a chance of dropping any of the tier unique that are available to you. It's not a great way to get them, but if you're looking for something in like a specific ring or something, if you're trying to get the, what is it, the Band of Certainty very early on, it could be a way to get it going. Again, not really worth it unless you have a ton of extra gold, and if you're early on, you probably don't have a ton of extra gold, but that is another way to get uniques. The Rune Hunter Shop. Now, this is one of the important ones. There are 2 boxes. A lot of people don't know about these because they've only really been introduced this season. At the Rune Hunter Shop, there is the Advent of Sacred Arms and the Traum's Epitome. Both of them, one of them has all of the Transcendents that were available, and the other one has just the newer Transcendents. They cost 50,000, what are they called? Rune Hunter coins. Rune Hunter coins you get from doing ranking events. So at the ranking board, you can do once per week, you can do a chaos mission and get points based on that. And then once every 2 weeks, you can do all 3 of the different ranking things on all 3 of the different modes. And this is important to note if you're trying to farm these. You can do one on a character on seasonal, you can do one on a character on hardcore, and you can do one on a character on standard. You can do the chaos mission on all 3 as well every week, and then these every 2 weeks. You can do all 3 of the different things, and you definitely should if you're trying to get these coins. The only other way to get these coins is to do Solo Descent raid. Killing Solo Descent will get you points, and just doing damage to it, trying to get higher in, will get you points. The points get lower with every day, so by the time you get to about day 8, you get hardly any for doing it, but if you can do those, that's a great way to get those. And then you can buy those boxes. You can buy them once a month, but I definitely recommend doing it. I know I'll be buying mine before the month rolls over. I don't know which one I'm going for yet, but we're going to get one of them. Now, this is the last part. This is the important one that is new to this season, and I really want to talk about. I talked about getting Puru Encounter chance and Puru Portal chance. At the end of any Puru portal, you have a chance for the last box to drop a Transcendent. It's, again, something like 1 in 2,000 chance, but it is a chance, and you can do it at any level, any Puru portal. You could, the very first portal you run into for a Puru portal that you get it in there, you could get a Transcendent, okay? And it could be any of them. It could be anything. It'll give you some weird things when you get an item that's like a level 36 Transcendent super piece of gear that you can't use to level 80 or whatever. But these are important. So anywhere you can get Puru on a normal map, some Puru encounter chance is great. The other one, and this is again something that you can do if you're really trying to farm it, is the tier 5 unique map guarantees you a Puru portal. It's worth running it because they're very easy maps. You don't even have to worry about killing everything in it. You can run through, kill the Puru, and just get the heck out of there if you want. Again, with that, I would recommend buying the unique boxes, the random ones. I generally use the selection box for a Nightmare of Kelly Corda, but you can do it for the tier 5 Chaos card Grave King Robber's Underground Vault. That is the map you want. Poof! That is a lot of talking. I think that is everything. I think that's everything. The last one I do want to talk about really quick is events. Now, I'm not going to talk about any specific event, but almost every event gives you a way to get you transcendence of some sort. Sometimes they are character bound, sometimes they are account bound. Make sure you know that before you pick one, because some people get mad they picked one because they wanted to use it on another character, but it's character bound. The current one is terrible, and I hope they don't do this kind of style event again. Very difficult to get a transcendent, but most events will give you something like a 10,000 point box that gives you a transcendent. This one is for a shard, which is terrible. But outside of that, there you go. So there's the whole damn thing. That's everywhere you can get a unique and everywhere that you can get item drop rarity and Puru drop chance, or Puru encounter chance to help you get those transcendents. Yeah, that's it. Stay safe, pet cats, eat broccoli, and I will see you in the next video.